The British government is facing anger and accusations of corruption and sleaze as its plan to overhaul Parliament's policing system has been thrown out. The MP at the heart of the row, Owen Paterson, has resigned. Boris Johnson did an abrupt U-turn on proposals for a new committee to review the case of Paterson, who was found guilty of breaking lobbying rules and was facing a 30-day suspension. The former minister repeatedly lobbied for firms that paid him nearly €118,000 a year. The Cross-Party Standards Committee described his actions as egregious. The leader of the opposition called it an unbelievable 24 hours, even by this government's chaotic standards. Well, live now to Westminster, and we can join our reporter Tig Enright for more on this story. Tig, this is all very dramatic. The MP at the heart of the matter is quitting, and this follows this huge U-turn by the government today. What's their reasoning for this?
Hi, Alistair. Very clearly, the government has realised that it's misjudged the potential reaction to this change in parliamentary rules, not just among the general public, but within their own ranks, within Conservative Party members too. Critics started today warning of what they call the Orbanification of British politics, and even some newspapers who are traditionally sympathetic to the Conservative Party were talking, including the word sleaze in their headlines, that being a byword for political corruption here, a byword for politicians being too close to business people. Now, the government obviously in the first place recognised the fact that it had a very healthy majority and this is what it wanted to do, and it whipped its MPs to vote in line with the Prime Minister's wishes, and the vote did indeed carry, but there were 13 Conservative MPs who voted against it and dozens of abstentions. And one senior Conservative today said, "We've lost the argument and indeed some of the moral high ground." Now, Boris Johnson clearly wanted to support Owen Paterson, someone who was once a cabinet minister, a very staunch Brexiteer. He maintains his innocence in all this, and there is quite a lot of public sympathy for him because he very recently lost his wife to suicide. But what Boris Johnson has learned now is that you can't simply try to change the rules to suit one man's case.
But what Paterson was found guilty of by this committee was pretty serious. Did he not get a fair hearing, as he and his supporters claim?
Yeah, very serious. Taking a salary of £100,000 from private companies, that on top of his private salary, and using his leverage as a member of Parliament to lobby and intervene on their behalf. And he didn't declare it in certain circumstances. But certainly he and his supporters don't feel like he got a fair hearing. And the centre of their argument is that they say this parliamentary process of enforcing standards doesn't come with the right to appeal, as you would have in more conventional tribunals or even in the courts of law. But indeed, while some of the MPs who supported him and the change in the rules acknowledged that the timing of it was bad, they say that reform of these rules was long overdue and this was an opportunity to do so. But that, although the vote did carry, is going to be reversed very soon, we're told.
How much damage has this row done to the ruling Tory party, to the British Parliament and British politics in general?
Well, you know, for Parliament itself and for British politics, it is worth pointing out that there was only one party whose MPs actually supported this change, and indeed only some of their MPs did, and some indeed rebelled against it. Now, in terms of what it means for the Conservative Party itself, Boris Johnson has shrugged off many controversies since he rose to office. His administration has become renowned for its U-turns when it realises it's done something against the public's mood. I think the greatest damage here will be among his own standing with Boris Johnson's own MPs, many who've several times been ordered to vote in Parliament for very unpopular things, only then to have a U-turn performed and they're left looking red-faced. Many of them will be questioning their leader's judgment as to why they were told to vote for this last night. They got an awful lot of flack for it. And chances are, if there comes another controversial vote in the months and even years ahead, they might be less likely to actually toe Boris Johnson's line.